Hey, what's going on, people? It's about time for me to come on here and say what I need to say. Okay, and we're gonna start out here with the collective community. All right, I want to no apology. I want to say I am sorry. Okay, for using your platform to work out my growing up, growing up. All right, and at the same time, thank you. All right, and particularly off the off the bat, that first sorry goes to my family. All right, that's Eugene, Nisha, Eugene the third, and we'll go with forgiveness in a general sense with Damien. All right. Uh, Also on the platform for particularly, especially to that of Linda, you know, when going at her with me thinking that she is also connected to whoever is uh, getting at me, getting at me, and in many different ways and everything. Okay, so it looks like a lot of people have closed some cycles, which is good. Direction, which is good. And I don't have hate in my heart like people might think. Okay, I can't live like that. So whether good, however anybody's achieved whatever, let me say good, bad, or ugly, prayerfully is in a proper manner, in a proper way. If not, hey, there's still no hatred towards you. Okay, it's not inside of me to do that. Uh, Next to my first wife, Anne. All right, I know I left her with a lot of words and hatred for me. Okay, and my children. All right. Also, inside of this, I want to go ahead, even there to Rena. And again, there's no hatred. It is, but what a couple of things I saw inside of the relationship with Rena is that it was actually on the same date that she chose to marry us, and was 7/13 is the same date at which I went to Africa, went to Tanzania, and they gave me my papers to be able to ship, internationally and everything, which was 7/13. They waited to that date, you know, and as we were on that right there, going back to the I'm sorry portion, that is going to be extended, like I said, first and foremost, to my family and to Eugene in particular. Being that Rosa's not here right now, because I I did go ahead and choose uh, not my family first, not my family first. Okay, and we have all kinds of reasons as to why that I need to go ahead and I don't need to now. I mean, everybody's you know in their lane, but I wanted to express from my end the things that I wanted to actually get out of that, and that was it was a couple of conversations I had there with Eugene that had left me with a big fat wrinkle question mark, and kind of like blew my mind and everything. And then, and it went to a negative, to a negative, to a negative. And then that with when Rena had said, "Hey, don't touch his hand," telling her mom, "Don't touch his hand," that fed that even more. And I was wrong, and not even going back to even let him know that that had even transpired, because I was already caught up in my mental of actually it stemmed back, and it's like maybe childhood issues, maybe some childhood issues that are not still not clear on or understood, even though I did go ahead and ask. You know, for me inside of my family, I was skipped from being Eugene the third, and they gave me the V. They gave me the V, and so this V, you know, it was to me it was seeming like a. After I looked at opened up the book of my auntie Joanne, and my picture, a baby picture of me, not a baby, but I was like maybe about 6 years old, is sitting there, and I'm in blue, and it's on the front page of this book, you know, and then we go down here to the Pratt's function, and they're in all blue also, and on top of that, what happens is 2011, I get coxy inside of the penitentiary. And what happens is I was down with the Cal Fire, and Cal Fire does go ahead, and I completed the course, so they gave me my certificate, and they skipped my V and just wrote okay, So it's like I've been really, with knowledge, been attacked since at least 2011. At least 2011. And so when I got out here and everything, when I came into the collective and everything, I actually was sharing whatever materials, whether you thought it was good, bad, or ugly, sharing whatever materials I had in a general sense, some of the materials, with both sides and everything, not knowing that this is a split, two different teams and colors, all that, I actually went to the movies with Eugene a lot, as much as I could, and I could have done more, but I never really was a TV watcher, never really was a movie watcher. Not until really this last few weeks, to where I dove into movies, did I see how everything is really laid out for you there. So I really couldn't understand the collective as far as the different sides, and I can read energy, I can catch on to different things pretty fast and everything. But that right there is what stumped me. And even in all, even in all and everything, I kept going, because I guess my third brother, Eugene Brown III, he's actually colorblind, and I should go ahead and say I was colorblind also to all of this right here. Okay. And it's been taking me a minute to wrap my head around things, and not until now, with surety, do I understand things. Okay. It's not until now. So like I said, I was given the, inside there though, I was fed by every nationality: black, white, Mexican, Pisces, Jewish, every nationality is fed and everything, And so that's the color blindness that I have. All right. So whether and because of the connection that I had with Eugene, I'm learning all these things. I'm putting all these things, first of all, for me, for my first understanding, and I'm learning all these things. Okay, learning all these things, and what I did, and everything was when I got out, I gave a lot of them, not a lot, a few of my composition books and a couple of books that I had read to read and so forth. And I wrote my notes inside so you could see my thought forms and stuff like that. And uh, I thought I would get some feedback, even for direction, you know. And the reason why, because as I'm sitting inside, every single one, every nationality, except for Jewish and white, hit me up, gave me a number, and said, "Hey, call me when you get out." And that's inside of this world that we're in right now. That's what's inside of this world, you know. Uh, and so I continued on while I was inside, and as I'm gathering the information from all the different directions, that's when I go ahead and put it into music and so forth. How it came through me, or how I received it. And like I said, bro, whether it be, like I said, for all brown, pink, Hispanic, India, China, Egypt, country, rock, wrote in all of it. And the whole purpose was to go ahead and sing it with Eugene, and in particular, but for the whole family, because of everybody's different artistries, you know. And lo and behold, it didn't work out like that. So basically, I felt like after, especially from the looking back to the point, and looking back, after going to La Prade, the reunion, and then opening up my picture and seeing my picture, front page of Joanne's book, and I felt like the V sacrifice. Honestly, felt like the V sacrifice. All right, and I'm reading my notes right here. Yeah, and how did that even come to like solidify even out here? Is that more than a couple of times as I got off the bus, come from different places and everything, as there are people everywhere, confirmation. But these two particular people basically said, come on, we just want to run some tests. We just want to run some tests. And I made no expression at that point in time, kept stepping, but that's what I'm talking about as far as even some V sacrifice or something, run some tests, you know? Totally feeling different out of everybody inside of my family and everything. We didn't have this conversation. Huh? Happy New Year to you, too, brother. All right. Yeah. And so it's been difficult to even, like I say, grasp things. But that right there, I did grasp. And then also on top of that, it was actually Rena who actually suggested that I go ahead and go do some plasma and everything for extra money. I know a lot of people do that and everything, and it's good, you know. Uh, a lot of people get the money and everything from. I had went, okay, and I did it a couple of times, but my veins closed up. My body could not, even after I think maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5 times, my body wouldn't even let it even happen. Okay, uh, so yeah, all of these things right here is had me up in my head, and and it is not to all people, as far as closing, taking back my energy, or I'm not going to even say closing off my heart, but some things, some situations, people's relationships, everything, it did go ahead and restrict it, and I held it back because of some things, I've also gone ahead to apologize and say I'm sorry with an extra when I say this extra and everything, because one would say that I was uh, how do you say, luring, you know, or dang, what's the word? Stalking, or or trying to get this particular woman, and her name is Hannah. I mean, I'm sorry, uh, not Hannah, but excuse me. Myhan, yeah. Sorry, and I did say I'm sorry, and a lot of times that's not even enough. It hurts people, and it's not to say, hey, oh well. I think I said like that one time before. Oh well, it is not like that and everything, because even for myself, I went ahead, and even though people, whether they have apologized or not, a lot of times I had held on to some things, and that is not. You can't have your heart, even if your heart is messed up, even when you're at work. Okay, something's going on inside the heart, you're gonna have glitches. Okay, unless you compartmentalize really well, But even in there, you're still gonna have glitches and everything, And so, but for true healing and everything inside of that, it's really got to be from the heart, in the heart, from the heart, and so I know if people cannot forgive, to include, especially because I remember from Mariah Rose coming back, Anne could not forgive. And even in the people that, that reached out to me, that helped me, even as far as helping me get my body back up there, on the 1 yard, you know, uh, at CMC on the 1 yard, getting my body back and everything, you know, uh, even coming down here, and like I said, the different perspective was given across the board with all nationalities and everything, really kind of like blew me away. Even for them to reach out, here's my number, here's my number, here's my number. And even before, see, there's a thing. We have justice in the courts, and we got justice in the street. Clear. Okay? And justice in the street, I have violated. Even justice for my family, I have violated that, and I got to hold that to, particularly to Eugene, okay? In the sense of not choosing them first, and putting all this right here on this using this platform to put all this on here to really, all in all, how it ended up. It looked like he was taken. I didn't know at first, but then as I started looking at deeper and going back to, whether it be wounds that weren't healed, and just words that were conveyed, and had like I said, had me in deep anguish, and to understanding it. Yet we still went past it, and uh, and went out to some movies and everything like that. We just never got back around to it. To discussing, like, I guess it's I guess the student to ask the questions and so forth. And so I fell on the part of, well, what did you think of some of my books, or my writing, or whatever, my intake, my perspective, on this and that. I failed in just even asking those questions then, okay, to initiate, Plus, we're coming from, they call it the greatest generation, to the silent generation, to the booming generation, the baby boomer generation, and everything, And regardless, you gotta respect all generations and so forth. And so, and you have to try to understand them also, especially the silent generation, because and really the silent and the boomers, because together it's a silent boom. It's a silent boom, especially when you, I guess, don't ask the right questions. And some things are supposed to remain silent. So because of that right there, like I said, whether it be justice in the court, or that of street justice, and this even come from me, and not that it matters, but I deserve fucking death for that shit. Literal fucking death. All right? So it's understandable. It's totally understandable. So that, again, I guess I'll go out without unanswered questions, and maybe be able to hear them from a different spiritual realm, or I don't know if we're able to go back through time and see our whole life unfold or nothing like that. But I pray that's in part of the whole this thing called life, whether it be in the 3D world, 5D, or above or below. All right. So ending this here, I'm glad, because this 10-year cycle is ending right now. Even in the I Ching, it speaks on that, as far as this 10-year cycle ending. And those who do not make it will go ahead and be another 10 years in that karma. All right. Then it actually, the next 2 months to open up is that in February, and this is where the feminine principle, the yin, are up top. Might have been. I think it's only one yang line at the bottom, and all feminine is at the top. And that we can do, in the balancing of that yin and yang energy within ourselves and everything, to go ahead and even for 2026 to go ahead and be more prosperous in that. So I do appreciate your time, and I do thank you, and uh, I am sincerely, not apologize. There's no defense. Sorry. Like I said, at the same time, I deserve death. All right. I know both sides, on, whether it be judicial or street. I myself would put my fucking self to death. All right. So thank you for the lessons. Thank you for the lessons. And maybe next time I'll get it right. Maybe next time I'll get it right. No, next time I'm definitely for sure gonna get it right. All right. As to any of if I'm not for some reason I don't think that Eugene is my father, but because I asked these questions and everything, and I did get an answer. Yes, he is your father. But it was like certain things that just even belonging to the whole family, was different. It was totally different and everything. The closest person that I did think like to was that of Eugene, though. That's what I'm saying. The closest person I did think like to was Eugene. And so, yeah, all of those things right there. He was proud and even happy to go ahead, when I graduated Marine Corps boot camp, a devil dog, And again, for me, it was good to see him happy and everything. At the same time, because of my experience and stuff I saw inside there, and the thing of devil dog, I am not a devil dog, and it's all respect to everything. How everything. I guess this is how the world works, So you got to go ahead and respect it. All right. So, but that right there, he had some true joy in that. It was one of the few times where I saw few joy when he said, "Here's a Marine," and that's the joy that I was trying to bring also in with the things that I was learning, because after my whole take on the religion and everything, just like he said, everything is one. It's just a different perspectives and so forth. It's just a different perspectives that are in it. And that's the reason why, and it's business. And that's the reason why I was also putting that music in, and looking for direction, even before hitting up some of the people that did give me their number, to get direction from him. And so all of this right here is, it's still going around, because don't necessarily have answers. But what I do see is that people have progress. And like I said, whether it was, if whatever I had, I went in and shot them forward, gave it to them to shoot, get them forward and everything. Because the same people you meet going up, you're going to see the same people going down. So to shoot them forward and everything, shoot them up. So those that's the reason why I came on here sharing in the way that I did. Again, whether the work is piss poor, confused, some things were utilized. Somebody's, got, like I said, has this account, you know. So some things were utilized anyway. So I know all of it wasn't bad. So, anyways, just wanted to go on here and put that out there because, and not only that, which wish you success, and all of your endeavors, you know, for this new year coming up. In this new year coming up, uh, and it's from what I hear, it sounds good. It sounds good, and that's the thing that weighed the most on my heart and everything because Rosa had said to go ahead and take care of Eugene, and here, you know, everything happened the way it did, and so that makes, yeah, that right there paying the most and everything, and from the beginning point, it looked like, it was when Nisha said I tried to steal the credit cards. I did not try and steal the credit cards, and so that right there, like I said, it's forgiven, but I didn't try and do that shit, and so maybe he was caught up or something, and so that was my initial, and then as I looked closer and everything, I kind of thought that because the parentheses were only around the V, and nobody else supposedly got the books, then maybe, and after I looked at some of the, because I got the letters that I was writing when I was in prison, and I was foul in disrespect in the way that I got it, both of them actually, both of them, not understanding to, or having a clue to understanding to what was going on inside this world. And so that I am sorry for too, especially for not, and I didn't read the books that he gave me right away to even ask questions while he was here. So that's all on me. That's all on me, So all these things, like I said, it's still going around in my head and heart and like that too, regardless, like I said, I deserve death. So I'm in agreement. Then. All right. So I thank you. And we'll see how this right here comes to be. We'll see how this comes to be. All right. And if I don't see you this time around, next life cycle, I'll see you. Okay. And it'll be on better and a better light, better vibration, highest of high vibration. Not sort of, but really like a lot of the lyrics of the songs that I was writing was, expressing. And I want to go ahead and put that in here too, because if I am adopted and someone has that has authority over my corporate name or any of the materials and everything that has been used or taken, or I would like to go ahead and leave that to Eugene also. All right, so that's about it. That's about it. Sum this up, leave this here right now, and again, I appreciate you all, and you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Okay, all right, ciao.